Welcome to the STARS program, seniors taking active roles in society. And now, here's your host, ANITA FINLEY.
Well, what is it that we all do every day? Well, of course, we go to the bathroom, we eat, but we do take our medications. But you have to be very careful when you take your medications. You have to know where you're getting them from. You have to know what they're doing for you. And we're so lucky to have two very, very important, intelligent people who are running a company called Pharmco Pharmacy, ARMEN and SHITAL. And they are absolutely, I've just become enamored with what they know. So let's start off. Of course, I started off meeting you, SHITAL, here, and I wanted to just ask you, you're in a business that's absolutely so helpful to people, but people don't really know that it's dangerous to take the wrong medications, not at the right time. You gave us a whole big discussion on that.
Yeah, so we talk a lot about at our pharmacy adherence. And what does that mean? That means taking the right medication at the right time at the right dose. And who determines that? And that goes with speaking with your doctor, understanding your health situation, understanding your needs and your diagnoses. And what we try to do at Pharmco is make sure that we evaluate all of that for the patient. We try to optimize that medication regimen so that if you don't need to take 10 medications, you don't take 10 medications. If you only need 5, we only give you 5. And we try to make it as easy and simple as possible for a patient to understand what they're taking, when they're taking, and how to take it. And that way, they will have the best health outcome from it. They'll start feeling better, and that's what we're here to do.
So, ARMEN, how did you start all this? I mean, this was a very big idea. We know we have all these pharmacies, and I've always complained, and I did it to you, that you go in, it's very impersonal, and sometimes you don't know if the pharmacist was really listening to you, if you're sleeping. But after going into one of your clinics, I'll call it a clinic, I was so impressed, especially that box you gave me with all the medications. So why don't you tell everybody about this?
That's wonderful, yes. That's a great way of packaging
medications. We've got two people watching you right now.
So the reason we started this is because we understood the problem. And the problem, as SHITAL said, is the adherence. Majority of the, especially seniors, take more than one medication. And they take medications more than one time a day. And it becomes a real problem, a real mission for them to be able to take them on time, take them every day, take them at the times when the doctor prescribed. So you can imagine if you have 5, 6, and 7 or 10 medications, some of the medications are oral, some of the medications are topicals, and some of the medications are medications for diabetes that are injectable. So it becomes a real mission and becomes a real problem to follow those medications. So we made it our mission every single day. And when I say every single day, we're talking about Monday through Sunday. Every single morning that we get up, we make it our mission to go to work and find ways to help our seniors and non-seniors, whoever it is that's having these problems and troubles, to make their lives easier. By introducing new ways of packaging, by introducing services such as medication therapy management, where we come to patient home, we help them organize the medication, we educate them about the importance of taking that medication every single day to prevent things like heart attacks and strokes and whatever else that can happen, and also communicating with each and every single person that is part of their lives, and that is caregiver, that is the doctor, that is the staff of the doctor. So we have, we employ up to or close to 70 people, and majority of those people, they are doing nothing every single day but communicating with patients, communicating with doctors, and whoever is involved in a patient life to make it easy.
You see, this is a very different kind of a company, and I really applaud you because we know, and especially in my capacity as a gerontologist, I know that people wind up in the emergency room because of medications, not taking it wrong. So it's great that you're doing this. So SHITAL, your goal is to make every doctor understand what you do so that they can really go to their patients and say, I'm going to make a prescription, I'm going to send it, they're going to send it to you, don't worry, right?
So we make the process as easy as possible. So the patient hardly has to do anything. They don't have to come into the pharmacy. We do free same-day and next-day delivery. That's especially beneficial for someone that needs an antibiotic, where they can go to the doctor in the morning and know that that antibiotic is going to be at their doorstep by the end of the day so that they can take it. They don't have to find a pharmacy. They don't have to worry about medications not being in stock. We carry everything. And one of the things that we work with the doctor is we try to make sure that we unify everything. We try to put all of the patient's medications in one list and communicate that with the doctor, because a lot of times patients will have multiple doctors but only have one pharmacy, and we're the pharmacological experts in the field. So we make sure we know all the meds the patient is taking, whether it's prescribed by the hospital, by the rehab center, by the cardiologist, by the gastroenterologist. We make sure we go and communicate that to the primary care physician, and we tell them this is going to conflict with that. This is a duplicate medication. This is a duplicate therapy. Let's try to streamline this as easy as possible, or we would inform the doctor patient has an allergy, patient has an adverse health event with regard to this medication. We don't want to prescribe that anymore. We need to change it to something else. And by doing all of that work, we're working with the doctor to make sure his cost of care is kept low. We make sure that he's only prescribing things that are beneficial to the patient. We keep patients out of the donut hole by making sure that if a generic equivalent is available, we only dispense the generic and not the brand, and we try to make sure that everything is easy to understand for the patient. If we have to go to the insurance to get prior authorization, we take care of all that for them. We don't make the patient do any legwork to access their medication.
Well, we have a lot of people on watching you right now, so I want to give everyone your phone number, okay? Let's give them the number. Just remember, this is Pencil Talk Radio. Toll-free number is 888-919-7411, and I'll repeat that. That's 888-919-7411. So, Armen, you're sitting here shaking your head. It's really, and SHITAL is very, very good at explaining it. But the nice thing is it really happens. And I have to applaud you for making something like this happen. There's been a void in this field, and Pharmco is absolutely going to be at the top of the scale of the whole ladder. So, Pharmco, pharmacy, everyone remember the name, because that's who you're going to want to call, because you're going to get that extra service that even though there are a lot of pharmacies out there, I don't know any of them that do what you do.
That's true. It is very rare that you can come across a pharmacy like us. And we service Dade, Broward, Palm Beach County, Martin County, and like SHITAL said, we provide same-day delivery. So all of your stat medications, all of your emergency medications, you don't have to worry about not having them the same day. We will make sure you have it the same day. And the most important thing is that you can rely on it, our services, every day, because we're consistent. We're not good in the beginning of the week or beginning of the month, and then, and then it goes all sour. No, we're good every single day.
So tell everybody about that box you gave me to show how you do medications. I still have it. I have it sitting on my dresser. I'm saying, this is so great. I was going to bring it here today, and I forgot.
So it's a phenomenal technology. It really makes a difference when someone has multiple medications. And it makes a difference for people that have active life, and also for those that are seniors that need really help with medication management. It is a robotic system that allows to package multiple medications in pouches, and each pouch will reference the time that you have to take those medications, and also we have the option of putting the date, and we have the option of putting as much as information as your doctor needs. So all of your medications on each pouch. So one pouch is going to have all of your morning medications. And as you pull that roll out of our beautiful box, a branded box, your next pouch will be your, for example, noon medications. And if you have afternoon medications, you'll have your afternoon pouch that are very easy to just open and very easy to use. And you have bedtime, for example. You have medications that you have to take at bedtime, to help you sleep, or to, cholesterol medication or Coumadin. Those medications are going to be packaged in a pouch that will say bedtime. It will also have the image of a bed and the person sleeping. So it's
the
very
one thing
easy.
you have forgotten, though, is to have music. It sounds so romantic. You have to have Frank Sinatra singing, okay, you just do it my way, right?
My
because,
way.
because you have absolutely figured out something that everyone wants to know. It's funny. Pat, have you been dealing with vets yet?
With vets, you mean veterans or veterinarians?
Oh, I know
no,
you do vets.
We have very limited market in regards to servicing, veterinarians. But, this is something that we're looking at.
I'm bringing it up because my dog is on medication. And I have boxes turned each way, PM, AM, sometimes, I don't want to forget. So, I can understand.
You can use it for anything, even vitamins. Right? For those people that are, taking a lot of multivitamins. Yes, we can package your vitamins. We can package anything that you have to be taken on a daily basis. So your pouches will have your vitamin D along with your medication. So, for example, but it's very important, like SHITAL said, to know when to take the medication. So we will package that according to the way that the medication has to be taken. So, for example, if you have to take first your omeprazole, right, for your gastritis, because that is the medication that you have to take first before you take anything else. And then about 15 minutes later or half an hour later, you can take the rest of your medications and eat as well. Some of them with food, some of them before food, some of them after food. So we will package it the way that it's supposed to be according to what the doctor prescribed and according to your needs.
So imagine that you have 10 different medications. Some you take twice a day, some you take 3 times a day, some you take one in the morning, then you take a double dose in the evening, some you take on a Wednesday but not any other time. And so for a lot of people, and especially seniors, I know they spend their Saturdays, they take all of their pills, sit down at their kitchen table, get their pill boxes and start organizing. They're doing a lot of math, trying to figure out which goes where, so that they can plan for the week.
And then stop. I want to tell you something. And then they drop it and they go all over. Do you know that?
We've seen that.
Now, now you've got a situation they're putting in the wrong meds. That's the biggest thing that you just hit on.
Mixing up meds.
Yes.
How many times we open up the vial and the vial has 3 different medications.
Yes.
And they have no idea how to take it.
That's
they
exactly
have no
right.
idea. So we have just one more second. Yeah. We have a kiosk at a Century Village as well. Century Village, Pembroke Pines. Right, it has 13 or 14,000 residents, and it's a 55 and over. So you have a lot of people that have real needs when it comes down to managing medications. So when we were able to introduce this packaging, this was just, one of those things with Eureka, right? This is it. We need that. But more importantly, you have people that are coming in because we see that on a daily basis. And they're box organizers, like pill organizers, have mixed medications. You have vials that have mixed medications. They bring in some of those that don't speak English and they can't read what says in a vial. They're just taking the medication, opening up each vial, and they're taking. Some of these medications, some of these vials have the same medication, so they're taking the same medication more than once a day.
Yeah.
So we see a lot of things, right? And that's why we go to patient home a lot, and we clean it up for them. We get rid of
free.
Yes, for free.
I was going to ask you that.
Get rid of the expired medications, friends' medications, neighbors' medications, the relatives' medications, and really, the things that you see, you'll be shocked. And that's why doctors rely on us, because we become their eyes and ears. Because doctor only knows what the patient tells him or what brings to the doctor's office. They don't know what's happening in their home. We do.
A lot of times patients will tell the doctor one thing, I'm taking my medication. Then we come in and they go, oh, no, I don't take that. I take it sometimes. I take it this time. When I feel bad, I take it. They'll tell us that, but they won't tell the doctor that. And so a lot of times a doctor will see a patient every 3 months or every 6 months. We see the patient maybe twice a month. We have our driver go to the patient home. We see that on a table, dozens of medication, and we go, wait a minute, in the bag, there's only 5. And you see that obviously there's a problem there, and they go and they analyze and they say, you're only supposed to be on this. And what's great about the packaging is you can simplify your life. All you have is this one package in your bathroom or in your kitchen counter. You know that you don't have to go searching for any more bottles, any more pills, anywhere. This is it. And what makes us different from a lot of places that do this kind of packaging, because it's out there, is when the medication changes. You're on a particular type of medication, they increase the dose, or they cancel the dose. You don't need it anymore. You can call us. We will come and pick up your pouches and take out the medication you don't need, put in the medication you do, and send it back to you.
This is
so
amazing.
that you don't have to worry about anything.
You know, now, a lot of people would ask you, who came up with this? I mean, I don't think this is usual.
It's not that,
the only time I've seen this is in a nursing home where they walk around, they have all their little things, but
right. Usually it's in that kind of a setting,
right?
But then by us dealing with this every single day, we saw this need outside of the long-term care setting where it is really a must for a lot of people to have.
One of the things that we've specialized in since our inception is working with patients, and you hear stories and you communicate. Open communication has led to so much of the innovation that we've come up with in the pharmacy. It's understanding that the healthcare system we have has gaps. It leaves a lot of people wondering how to take care of themselves at home, because healthcare isn't delivered in the hospital anymore. It isn't delivered at the doctor's office. It's delivered by yourself at home. And so we try to fill in those gaps. We try to bridge that gap between what the doctor is telling you and what you need to do for yourself at home, and make sure that's as easy as possible, as simple as possible, because we know that for a lot of patients, accessing healthcare and how they respond to healthcare is an emotional process. It's a personal process. And if you don't understand, you put yourself at risk of doing something harmful to yourself or even to your loved ones by leaving medications out that you don't know what they are. Maybe your child takes it. Maybe your grandmother takes it. Maybe somebody takes it. They don't know that that's not for them. And so we make sure it's all simple. The pouches make life a lot easier because there's no risk of this set of pouches being confused with the medication that your child needs to take, or the EpiPen that's for your brother or your emergency. This is all you need, just this box.
Okay, so let me ask you then, what if I take 5 supplements? I don't take medication, 5 supplements. Would I call you and then you would package them for me? If that's because I didn't even think about that.
Of course.
Because every time I go into my bottles,
just order your medications from us. We'll take them.
Wait. I want my supplements. So I would order my supplements from you. And you would package them for me.
Yes.
Oh, that's fabulous. We have to talk about that because, I know a lot of seniors need help, but a lot of boomers need help, and even younger people. We're too busy, and we got, it's just a mess, and then we've run out of it, and so that's a wonderful thing to talk about.
You don't have to spend your Saturdays or your weekends or your evenings worrying about when to take your supplements, when to take your medication, when to take anything. We'll take care of all of that for you.
And the fact that you go there for them, that's socializing. It's not just for medication. And it's really nice you do that, and I can't believe you'll do this and not charge extra.
That makes a big difference because our patients, they know they can rely on us, not only to speak to them over the phone, but also come to their home. It is an enormous difference because each and every single, I know myself, right? I know that I would prefer for someone to come home and sit next to me and explain it to me rather than do it over the phone. So it's a big difference, and that's why a lot of the doctors rely on our services. A lot of patients rely on us.
And to that end, what we're doing is trying to bring it into the 21st century. So we have our own proprietary software that we're developing called telepharmacy. And what that will allow a patient to do is access our pharmacy window, see a pharmacist face-to-face without ever having to walk in. They can pull those pill bottles up. They can say, this is all this stuff. Something happened. I dropped everything. I don't know what's what. What pill is this? What pill is that? And we will go through everything with them over this platform where they can see us, and we're streaming live.
It's interesting, streaming live. We actually have someone, we've had quite a few people, but Seth Levy is watching, and Seth is a person that is in the healthcare field, and he actually goes to people's homes for stuff.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's watching because I hope he'll call. I'm going to give everybody your number again. It's a toll-free number. It's 888-919-7411. That's 888-919-7411. And we're talking with ARMEN and SHITAL, right?
SHITAL.
Mm-hmm. And it's so lovely to have both of you here in our studio doing this. And I know that, you are so passionate. It's funny. I get a lot of people who come to the radio station and, and they're very shy and they're very, quiet. But, You're so enthusiastic and passionate because you really do see you see what happens when you have customers, don't you?
No, that's the difference. We know what's going on, and that's what makes us passionate about what we do, right? And it's also taking care of, pretty much it's becoming building the alliance between the doctors, which is primary specialists, and the patient and whoever else that is involved in the patient.
We also have John Album, who is watching, and John is the owner of United American Insurance. And he's a supplement insurance, and I actually use his insurance, and he's fabulous, and he should know about this because he's very much into people who are, who have his insurance. So this is a good thing that you're doing this. I'm really happy. I'm sorry you won't be at the expo. John will be at the expo and some of our others, but
we'll be walking around.
Good. So you're going to walk around.
One of the things that we do for insurance, and I know everybody, the big thing is decreasing cost. We want to make sure that we deliver the best possible health care at the lowest possible price. And one of the things for insurance, and reason why a lot of insurance carriers like our pharmacy, is because we make sure those brand to generic ratios are maintained. We make sure that patients are always getting the generic equivalent. We make sure patients are adherent. Our patients, the average patient is non-adherent. 50% of people don't take their medications properly, but 92 to 98% of Pharmco's patients are adherent. And how much money does that save an insurance company? Well, if adherence leads to a hospital visit, that hospital visit can cost an insurance company anywhere between $1,600 and $4,500. So if you have a patient that didn't take their hypertension medication properly and ends up with a cardiac episode in the hospital, that's a lot of money for insurance that they would save by making sure that they have patients coming to Pharmco and are adherent with Pharmco's methods and processes. And so that's a lot of money to save for the patient, too. That's a copay that gets saved. That's a deductible that gets saved. And so we're saving money across the healthcare spectrum for the doctor, for the patient, for the insurance company. And that's what we've tried to do since the inception of this company.
Yeah, and it's unique. And I know I have to go back to the packaging. I think that really is going to help. All those companies that are making these little plastic containers, get rid of them, because a lot of people at our expo wind up with them. No, you got to go to farm. Yeah, because they do go over. Listen, my husband and I used to travel, and my husband took a lot. And those inevitably, they'd go all over into the package, into the luggage. And it was terrible.
Yes, it's always a mission, and that's why it's so important for people to be able to, don't hesitate. Reach out, call us, give us a call. We're going to take a very good care of you. We guarantee you that.
And the other thing I wanted to go back, and I know in your article you're going to be writing in our magazine, it's going to talk about water, which is we have to take our medication. Now, I don't take mine with water. I take it with other things. Maybe I should. Do I have to take it with water?
Take it with water.
Why?
So water, a lot of people don't realize that with the efficacy of your medication is determined by how hydrated you are. So especially if you're taking medication that will affect your kidneys. Let's take ibuprofen. That'll reduce blood flow to your kidneys. If you don't take it with water, you're reducing the effectiveness of your ibuprofen. You're also causing damage to your kidneys. Everything you should be taking, if you're taking an oral medication, should be taken with water. And a lot of times when we're dealing with even pain management, dehydration can cause pain and can exacerbate pain. So if you're on a pain management routine and you're dehydrating yourself, you're making it worse. So a patient, or even just anybody, if you're not even on any medication, you should be drinking about an ounce for every pound of body weight that you have in water to make sure that you're decreasing inflammation, you're decreasing pain, and you're increasing the effectiveness of anything that you're taking.
And so I'm going to be floating out of here if I do what you say.
You have to be nearby the bathroom.
Right? But no.
Secured location.
It's interesting. So I'm not a big water drinker. I drink sparkling water. Like in the morning, I squeeze grapefruit. I make fresh grapefruit juice, and you're probably going to have, and I take my supplements. Is that going to be bad?
Oh, be careful with grapefruit juice.
I knew I shouldn't say that to her.
Especially with grapefruit juice, because there are properties of grapefruit juice that can actually conflict with medication. So some medications
Are you taking medication and supplements in the same breath?
Yeah, medication and supplements. It depends on what you're taking, because grapefruit